the homies. Got a notification. Got an ad.
Scuba Mom and Oscar Dumbass each say 5 by 5 by 5, 5 by 5, 5 by 5. Guten Morgen, I am Bear from the internet. I am joined by...
Lissa from Not the Internet.
It's White Girl Wednesday, though. This is
It
why
is.
you're here.
But apparently I'm just friends today.
Oh, you're right. It
It's
is Bear
okay.
and Friends. They know what to expect, White Girl Wednesday.
Yeah.
You can be my friend.
I mean, I was gone for 6 weeks, so...
Yeah, and I was
There's-
gone for 3.
It's
And
fair.
yeah. You're still white, though.
I am.
I'm also-
Slightly less every day,
I'm
but
al-
still very much white.
I'm also white. And a red man. I have Native American heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Today is the 6th of August. Can you believe it?
No, I sneezed and July was over.
Yeah. We're gonna just stroll through the news, offer some analysis and commentary, maybe explain to you why you should care, although in the big picture, none of us should care. You should, have friends and livestock and,
Eat real food.
Eat real food, read your Bible, be prepared for when the world ends. Yes, that's when the world ends. What is that? That's a euphemism for moving from flesh to spirit. Why does a New Jerusalem come out of the heavens? Because we're moving from flesh to spirit. It's a whole thing. It's a very deep sewed concept. But as my pastor, Pastor Joe, likes to say, I bought the ticket, I want to take the ride.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I like that attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Here for a long time and hopefully also a good time.
yeah. And so we're going to try and ascertain what the ride might look like as we descend slowly at first and then quickly into chaos as a nation and possibly a world.
I don't like roller coasters, so...
I love roller coasters. You don't like roller
I'm
coasters?
not surprised by this at all. I hate roller coasters.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll do water rides to some extent, but no roller coasters.
I haven't met
Or spinning things.
a roller coaster I don't like yet.
Uh-uh.
Six Flags, New Jersey, the Great American Scream Machine. Yeah,
no.
Heck yeah. That's a
No.
good one.
I'm a land-dwelling creature. I like to be on the ground.
So, when I was a young man, my mom, a quick story time before we start with the news. My mom was part of the Verizon Pioneers, which was their charitable arm, their 501c3. In fact, she was a founding member of the Verizon Pioneers. She worked for the Bell system before it became Verizon. That's where she met my dad in the engineering department. And here I am. Yeah. My mom was beautiful woman, right? And my dad was from Kansas, working in the engineering department. And so every day after work, there'd be this beautiful blonde woman sitting on the bench for the bus. And he would stop his car and say, "Hey, you waiting for me?" And she'd say, "No." And he'd drive away. And he did this persistence. I was just talking to Terry about how freaking stubborn and tenacious my dad was, right?
I wonder where you
For-
get it from.
I wonder where the apple don't fall far from the tree, you know? And so after 6 months, every day, Monday through Friday, he pulls up and says, "Hey, you're waiting for me?" And she goes, "Actually, yes, I am." And they went on their first date.
That's
and
adorable.
Here I am. But Verizon.
I'd pick a different bus stop if I were.
Verizon had this program called the Pioneers, and we would go remediate or build new playgrounds for stuff and the whole nine. And I completely lost my train of thought. What were we talking about before the Verizon
Roller
Pioneers?
coasters.
Roller coasters, that's what it was. And in Rye, New York, Rye Playland, there's like a small amusement park there. I haven't been there 20 years. But every year, for one day, they would shut the entire park down and the only people who were allowed to attend for free, and everything was free. The games, the concessions, the rides, everything was free. Was like our Special Olympics type friends. They
Sure.
would come. And so my job was to take kids out of their wheelchairs I put him onto
Put
the
him
roller
in the
coaster.
roller
Pick him up
coaster.
out of the wheelchair, put him in the roller coaster,
Yeah.
bolt him in. And what a blast these kids had,
I
man. Oh, it was
bet.
so... They never gone that fast in their life, right? I had one kid. He was all the way in the back. He must have gone 20 times. 20. He's like, "Can I stay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, you can stay."
Yeah.
Woo! Just around over and over and over. It was awesome, man. It was so cool. It's like humanity. You know what I mean? Like they're people too. Like,
That'd be
but the
so
challenge was like,
fun.
how do we get them out of their wheelchair onto the roller coaster? Insert big corn-fed boy here.
Yes.
Ka-chunk. I
Go
got
find
you.
Bear and friends.
Oh, it was a blast.
Well, that was probably
That was a
before you
blast.
were. No, you could have been Bear as a kid. I bet you were.
Yeah, I wasn't officially dubbed bear by that point, but I was
was
still
the-
very much so
yeah.
a grizzly bear. All right.
That's super fun.
Now that we've begun the show on a high point,
Right.
let's devolve into chaos. Axios.com reporting MAGA expectations soar after Department of Justice orders Russia grand jury probe.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Here comes the dog and pony show. The MAGA movement has spent the past 10 years demanding the arrest of President Trump's political enemies. Have they? Have they really? I mean, and if they have spent the last 10 years demanding the arrest, how effective has that been? It's taken 10 years to get to a subpoena? Okay.
It's not being demanding enough.
I don't think Americans in general are demanding enough. I think we live under the thumb of oppression and tyranny that is marketed to us as freedom when you give 50% or more of your income to the government oligarchs who are quite happy to lie to you, steal from you, and oppress you in the process, and then gaslight you with like jobs numbers and inflation and, oh, you don't have to worry about these Epstein files, and no,
No, I thought those weren't real.
who knows anymore? You know what I mean? But yeah, the freest country in the history of the world. Are we? Is this what free looks like? Have you read the founding documents? And then compare what we got today against what a more better union that the founding fathers were trying to build here in this country, because they're not. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
No, the Titanic happened, so.
Woo! That's a good reference. Imagine that.
Oh no.
How interesting.
We're discussing the issues with icebergs the other day.
They'll get you.
They will, especially if you don't like banks.
Now, for the first time, the levers of power are aligned to pursue that goal, arresting Trump's political enemies from inside the federal government. Hey, if they're Trump's enemies, but also scumbags, shouldn't they be arrested?
And in prison?
And here, I'll go as far as to say this. If Trump's friends are scumbags, we should arrest them too. See, we used to have this thing called justice. Treason is punishable by death in the United States of America. I would love to just get back to that standard. And if we could just get back to that standard, which sounds, the American society, by and large, has gotten so soft that the idea of executing somebody for crimes against this country or its constituency is so egregious they would never go for it. We can't do that. We're violating their human rights. Your human rights exist because God gave them to you, and they are codified in a set of documents that were signed at the founding of this country that our elected representatives are supposed to be stewards of. And if they fail to be stewards of that, the punishment should be so harsh that Andy Frisella riffs on this all the time on the Real AF show, and I agree with him completely. Completely. I like Andy. We are aware of one another. I shouldn't say we don't hang out. We don't text each other. It's not like that. But I've been to his house. I've been to his headquarters. Good guy. Real. Right. What you see is what you get with him, right? And it's just a fact. These people, all of us, should be so concerned to engage in traitorous activity that our head would end up on a spike on the White House lawn. And I think we should be back to that. Heads on spikes 2028. That's my campaign slogan.
Can you not go to the White House that soon?
It's 3 years away. We got plenty of time to handle our other business. I don't know. I might run for governor of Oklahoma first. We'll see what happens.
That would be a good time.
Attorney General Pam Bondi's decision to order a grand jury investigation into the Obama-era intelligence officials is a watershed moment in the history of MAGA retribution. The threat of criminal charges, and Axios, their spin is clearly evident here. The threat of criminal charges targeting Trump's enemies, such as former FBI Director James Comey, who's a liar, former CIA Director John Brennan, who's a liar, is no longer confined to the base's imagination. With Trump at the peak, who wrote this? Who was this? Tal Axelrod and Zachary Basu. Yeah, okay. Garbage. With Trump at the peak of his powers and the Department of Justice, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Director of ODNI, Office of the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard has accused Obama-era officials of treasonous conspiracy. We've talked about this. What an interesting timing to this. I don't know if you are aware, but there's a guy, was a guy by the name of Jeffrey. Have you heard of Jeffrey?
I've heard of a few Jeffreys.
This one in particular.
That one particularly, I think I know.
Yep. And so Jeffrey was working for likely at least 2 different intelligence agencies. One of which would have been the Central Intelligence Agency, the other one of which would have been the Mossad. Now, I've had people come here and tell me face to face, hey, you should really stop talking about this so loudly. You know, bad things can happen. I'm like, hey, that's cool. That's a belt-fed 7.62 machine gun right there.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I've also had people come to me in person and say, hey, you should really stop digging on this counter-trafficking stuff. You should really stop doing that. It could be hazardous to your health. I'm like, that's super cute.
It is hazardous to my health. I don't sleep a lot.
So it gets back to spineless, cowardly Americans. Just because something is hard doesn't mean that it shouldn't be done, right?
We were just talking about that yesterday at work. Like, can you do all of the tasks that we were doing with a machine? Yeah, probably. Here's a shovel.
Yeah.
Muscles are meant to be worked.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes life is meant to be fought for. And when things are too easy for too long, you get soft.
Mm-hmm.
Go get some blisters. And I was right out there, like, joining in the blister party. Like, sometimes you just need to do tough stuff together. A, because your muscles go away if you don't.
Yep.
But B, because then you can bond as a group. Like, go do the hard thing.
Unit cohesion. Blister Party is a phenomenal word. That's a great phrase.
It's uncomfortable.
I'm going to use that from now
good.
on. So, comfort kills.
Yeah.
Right? If you're too comfortable for too long, you end up in a state of lethargy where you no longer have the strength to provide for yourself. You need something?
There's a really high-pitched noise all of a sudden, but it's going down. We're good.
Is that Lauren quietly screaming?
It might be. I can hear the screaming inside your head. It's okay. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Let me turn that down.
Thank you. Moving on. Sorry.
U.S. House subpoenas Clintons and ex-FBI directors. This is from RT. The U.S. House panel investigating the Epstein case has subpoenaed former President Bill Clinton, ex-Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and several former top law enforcement officials to testify in a probe involving the disgraced financier.
Oh, no.
So first of all, I'm not entirely convinced that this is actually them.
Scary. I don't like it.
I mean, just maybe Bill, but look at Hillary. Allegedly, Hillary.
It's the eyes, man.
That's a robot.
It's the eyes.
Look at that. That's a robot, man. Didn't she die? Aren't they on like Hillary number 3?
I don't know. That's what they said about Biden.
Well, I believe that.
Biden number 7.
I believe that.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, this is a mask, possibly on top of a robot. What?
It's him. The nose is unmistakable.
Yeah. But this is, look at Hillary. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is.
I agree with you.
It looks like she looks like one of the robots from the It's a Small World ride at Disney World. You ever been on that?
No.
The log flume?
No.
That's why. It's similar to a roller coaster. So
No, I've just
that's why.
never been to Disney.
I went when I was a kid, before I was aware of the fact that they're trafficking children from there. But that's a whole nother conversation. I think Hillary's a robot. And so that begs the question, is it possible for demons to live inside of robots? I guess we'll find out.
Why not?
Do they already live inside of robots?
Seems a good vessel.
Right. There's no other soul in there. Why not a demon? According to a statement issued on Tuesday by House Committee on Oversight Chairman James Comer, the subpoenas is such a weird word, formalized demands made last month as part of the panel's push to obtain more information about Epstein. Blah, 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 blah. The subpoenas include former Attorneys General Merrick Garland, Bill Barr, Alberto Gonzales, Jeff Sessions, Loretta Lynch, and Eric Holder, as well as former FBI directors James Comey and Robert Mueller. Dog and Pony Show. What happens? So they've been subpoenaed. Also, the Epstein files, I believe the House has requested the complete files from the Department of Justice to be delivered no later than 19 August, which is 13 days away. What happens if they don't?
Nothing.
Okay. What should happen if they don't?
Nothing's going to happen.
Terry,
get over here. You
Terry
be a
goes
white
like
girl.
this. Terry goes.
Terry,
Hang 'em
get
high.
On, get on sewing that. Prep that up for us.
I don't know, man. I don't think anything's going to come of this. And if it does, it's going to...
We're subpoenaing people over files that allegedly don't exist that went to a desk and sat there, and then we're bringing stuff from the same desk where things go to disappear and never exist.
It's a great word.
Half of it wasn't in English, but the concept is there.
Dog and Pony Show.
Wood chipper go burr, yes.
Listen, unless the wood chipper actually goes burr, this whole thing is just a waste of time, resources. It's all just gaslighting. We are in an abusive relationship with our air quote leaders, including this. Mm-hmm. Including this. Speaking of, Trump vows to pull U.S. out of the Ukraine mess. Okay. I've been hearing that since prior to November. We're still there. When asked why the U.S. should keep funding Ukraine as Kyiv grows increasingly more coercive in its draft campaign, Trump responded, "This is Biden's war. It's not my war. I'm here to get us out of it. You just approved the sale of U.S. weapons, 2 weeks ago? But now it's Biden's war again? This is Biden's war. This is not my war. I'm here to get us out of it. It's a mess. And I'm here to get us out." Okay.
Totally. It's been
sure.
almost 8
Believe
months.
it, you shall know them by their fruits. I haven't heard that when you say about 60-year-old men, Trump said, but this is Biden's war and we're working very hard to get us out. In recent weeks, the U.S. president has threatened to impose 100% tariffs. Just do it. And secondary sanctions targeting Russia's trading partners, which would be China and India. There is some anecdotal data showing that the economy of Russia is not doing very well at all, particularly their steel industry, which is, to borrow a phrase from Mike Baker at the President's Daily Brief, is not just an industry, it's their crown jewel. Does that mean that I trust Mike Baker at the President's Daily Brief? No. But he's been on Joe Rogan 4 times. Uh-huh. We've talked about ongoing influence campaigns. We talked about that on Monday. I'm very sensitive to people that used to work for the intelligence community now having podcasts that inexplicably explode.
Yeah.
That
smells
why?
like fish.
That's we've been doing this. Now, granted, their production quality, their scripting, their ad partners, way better than us. Mm-hmm. But I've been doing this for 7 years. and everybody I know that's been doing this for a long period of time has been algorithmically capped. We've been stuck plus or minus 100 subs since fall of last year. Within 100 subs, we're stuck. YouTube is now a dead hole for us. The only thing that we can do on YouTube is talk to the subs that we already have, and how many of y'all don't subscribe, don't like, don't share, don't engage, which means that the next time that we go live, YouTube will not show you our content, and I'm assuming you want to be here for it because you're already subscribed. Okay? And we cannot add more subs. However, there's certain people that for whatever reason, you've never heard of them last week, and then this week they have 1 million subscribers. Oh, well, it's just overnight success syndrome, Bear. Don't be jealous. I'm not jealous, man. Unlike most YouTubers, this is going to sound crazy. I had to explain this to somebody yesterday who was requesting some of my time. YouTube is not my primary job. My primary job is not as a content creator. I'm not heavily monetized on YouTube. It costs me somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 a month just to be on YouTube. Okay? And those are facts. And people go, oh, YouTubers make tons of money. They haven't in at least 2.5 years because of the way monetization has changed on YouTube.
Go to Patreon.
The only reason this show exists is because of Patreon. But getting off of my high horse here, my point is being intimately aware of how the algorithm works and changes for the last 7+ years. It is suspect to me when somebody who literally last week had no subscribers this week has 200,000, and next week has 500,000, and the following week has 800,000, and the following week's got over 1 million. Look at Jared at Guns and Gadgets on his march to 1 million, and he's doing a great job with that. How long has he been making YouTube content? A long time. What about Mr. Guns and Gear? What about, Ian McCollum at Forgotten Weapons has been making YouTube videos for 11 years.
Can you buy YouTube subscribers?
Oh, yeah.
The same way you buy followers on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook?
100%. And then
Is that a possibility with that group? Like their sponsors are buying their base subscribership, and then people see, oh, they already have 150 subscribers. They must be awesome.
I know a content creator who did that.
Okay.
I'm not friends with them, but I know them.
Yeah.
And so then you get into dead internet theory, which is real, because then you have bots that are your subs that are engaging with all your content, that are front loading the algorithm to create the illusion of traction on that content to then be algorithmically boosted for other people to see. So when somebody with ties to the somebody who's a former IC person, right, ties to the intelligence world, comes out of left field, and last week there were nobody, and this week there's somebody, that always makes me concerned, right? Why do I listen to Mike Baker? I listen to Mike Baker because I want to see what the uniparty talking points are, not because I believe everything that's coming out of his mouth.
Know all the information on both sides of the fence.
There's at least 3 sides. There's my story, your story, and the truth.
Yeah.
And then the truth tends to be very nuanced as well, which is challenging if you're somebody like me that likes everything to be black and white, or if you're a believer in the Bible where everything is black and white, good or bad, up or down, left or right. There's no wiggle room. It's in the gray, in between the black and the white. It's in that gray where nuance and context comes into play, but also where we begin to acquiesce to transgression. It's where you get degrees of a lie, degrees of sin. It's where we start to create some kind of hierarchy between righteousness and unrighteousness, when it's like, nope, it's all trash. It's all garbage. So, in any event, Trump said, yet again, he's going to get us out of this Ukraine mess. And then there's people who are like, well, you shouldn't criticize Trump. He's way better than Kamala. No, I agree. He's way better than Kamala. I agree. But you shall know them by their fruits. He said. I never said, hey, Trump's going to get us out of this Ukraine war. Trump said that.
Yeah.
Right?
He also said no new wars.
He did also say no new wars. which is great because we haven't had a declaration of war from Congress since, World War II? So we've had no new wars.
Correct.
Yeah.
But then, so technically, did Biden?
Well, Biden was a robot, so it doesn't matter.
Robots can't start wars?
Actually, I think they're going to.
I think robots can start wars.
I think
we're in agreement.
Robot
that
wars
robots...
is a problem. I need more coffee. You want to talk about some of your stuff real quick?
Sure.
Go talk about your stuff. I'll
Talk
be right
about
back.
my stuff. Okay. We're going to talk about back to school safety because
I'm reaching past you so that I can hit this button.
Oh, good button.
While you're doing that.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So I am from not the internet, but I am here representing Caleb House because I am running our construction team, and something that I wanted to touch base on because it is back to school week next week for a ton of the U.S. is your kiddo safety on back to school weeks. So something that I see a lot across Facebook, Instagram, different places is that people will post the pictures of their kids with a little whiteboard that say, like, I'm so-and-so, I'm going to this school, this is my teacher, I'm in this grade, this is what I want to be when I grow up. And those photos are adorable, and you should absolutely take them because those are great memories to have. Those are things that should totally go in your scrapbook. That is something that should not go on the internet. Things that you shouldn't be putting on those boards. So draw your board, take the picture, erase your child's last name, their school, their teacher, their grade. Go ahead and leave like, I want to be this when I grow up. This is my favorite color. This is my favorite subject. Things that are highly different between children and don't actually give any data on where they are, totally fine. Things that give data on where your child is should not be going on your public social media profiles or even really your private ones, because a lot of people will friend people that they've met at conferences or networking events, people from work, people that you don't really know as well as you think you know. The other piece of that is recognizing that your car is also a source of intelligence gathering, and if you're big on bumper stickers, you're disclosing a lot more than you think you are, especially when you are in car school pickup lines. And so now they've got what school you're picking your kid up on. They know what your child looks like. They know if they're on the honor roll or if they're into soccer or if you have a German Shepherd and how many siblings they have because you've stuck all of that on the back of your car. So audit your vehicle and then audit your social media as you walk into back to school season. And just, I would encourage you to be aware of what you're putting out there about your kids. It's a nasty topic, but predators have shopping lists, and you as a parent need to be aware of that because you are not exempt from the shopping list just because you don't know about it, just because you don't think about it, just because you think your school district or your neighborhood is really nice. There are people out there that will prioritize children who look a certain way, children who are a certain age, children who appear more vulnerable because of the data that they gather from social media, from the backside of your car, from your school district, from things your school district posts. And as much as you are in control of that and aware of that, please try and keep your family safe by auditing the information that you are radiating out into the world, especially as we go into back to school season over the next 3 or 4 weeks and a lot of those photos show up. Tell your friends about this as well. Tell other parents. Let teachers know that you're not comfortable with information being collected in internet-based platforms about your children. For the most part, they should be really good about that, but everybody has different areas that they struggle in that they don't know about, and so education is key there. On that front, let's pivot into a quick update on Caleb House. We are cruising right along with construction. It has been going really well. Our team is killing it. I am so proud of them. My intern goes back to part-time because he's one of the back-to-schoolers, and we are going to miss him horribly. But the rest of the crew is running hard. We are pouring concrete on our next building here in about 15 days. We have inspections scheduled for that because I like to ask for inspections even though they're not required, just to keep myself accountable. And we are going to keep putting buildings up. We've had about $90,000 worth of in-kind donations come in the last 6 weeks, to the point where we no longer really have a place to put a lot of stuff. And I am so incredibly grateful for that. On that front, if you or someone you know would like to get rid of some pallet racking, I need to start stacking stuff to the ceiling. So email me at volunteers@calebhouse.org. And if you want to come serve, if you want to do framing, if you know how to finish drywall, if you're good at groundskeeping, if you know how to run a dozer, shoot me an email. Let me know what your availability is, if you're interested in coming, how you'd like to serve, and we can see if the schedule will align with your availability and just start a conversation there. So volunteers@calebhouse.org if you want to talk about any of the construction stuff or if you want to come serve.
Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Nobody should be putting their children's data on the internet now.
So I've talked before about the dangers of Facebook and how easy it is to target somebody based upon what they put out on Facebook. As a brief reminder, the CIA shut down its LifeLog program the day before Facebook went live, and they are identical.
Yep.
So with that, I always use the example of there's a woman I know used to go to church with in Texas whose her oldest daughter now is in college, away from home. And just based upon what she posts about her oldest daughter, I know what she's wearing today, where she lives, which dormitory she's in, what extracurricular activities she's engaged in, what she drives, who her friends are. I can find her. Not that I would.
No.
But if I wanted to, and she's a pretty young lady. So if I was a scumbag and I had decided, you know what, today's the day, there would be nothing. There'd be nothing that would be stopping me from being able to go to exactly where this young lady is, scooping her up and making her disappear. Because people put way too much information on Facebook. You're way too comfy putting personal information out on Facebook. So just as a second witness to what you were saying earlier, be really careful with that. Pictures, even pics that you put up, pictures have metadata in them, including location information. People ask me all the time, like, but what about you, Bear? You share all the stuff that you share on the internet. It's a calculated risk that I began taking 7 years ago. It's as simple as that. I know that it's a calculated risk, but you see what I let you see on camera.
And there's security and security thought processes that go into that. Like, I worked here for over a year before any of you saw me on camera because we were putting in security protocols for this to be okay.
Yeah. If you want soft dudes to collapse on your position and ventilate you, then FAFO.
Yeah.
Just simple as that.
Yeah.
We had a thing go down a couple weeks ago where somebody was here that wasn't supposed to be here. And all we had to do was boop the big red button, and it was as simple as that.
Yep.
So, but in any event, most people don't have that network. They should have a network like that.
You should, yes.
They don't have those skills and capabilities. They're not training that. But I think it's because we understand the threat better to ourselves, to our livelihood, to the mission of what we do than most people understand the threat to themselves. And I would submit that you're doing yourself and your kids a disservice by not properly understanding the threat vectors. Be very careful what you share. And you don't know somebody until you know somebody. And even then, I've been screwed by plenty of people that I knew. And so that comes back to compartmentalization. which is challenging because you do need people. You need people for all the reasons, physical, spiritual, biblical reasons. You need people, but not everybody's got to have the keys to the kingdom. And don't just give away the keys to the kingdom on the internet. Let's pivot. Russia warns, this is coming from WAPO, Russia warns against threats after Trump repositions nuclear submarines. Now, for those that aren't tracking, all of the United States submarine fleet is nuclear. They run on nuclear reactors. So in essence, all submarines are nuclear submarines.
Nuclear power is not the same as nuclear armed.
Right. Now, there are also nuclear armed submarines in our fleet that are part of, what do they call that? The nuclear triad. I was going to say the lethal triad, but that's blood loss, acidosis, and hypothermia. I've been teaching TACMed for 3 weeks, so my brain's still...
Doing that?
My brain is still in Wyoming and Kentucky and
if
Georgia.
the submarines are nuclear armed, they may also be a lethal triad.
They are. They are part of... So you have ground-based missiles, you have air-based nuclear weapons, and then you have sea-based nuclear armaments. So that's the triad there. And so as one corner, one leg of the nuclear triad, we have nuclear armed submarines. Those nuclear armed submarines, the idea that we're repositioning some of them, okay, that's an overt statement because the locations of those submarines are they should never be publicly disclosed, right? And I have it on good authority that there are multiple of these subs in every sea, every great sea on the planet. Whether you think it's shaped like a tennis ball or a pizza, I don't care. In every great sea, there are nuclear-capable submarines as part of our deterrence for the nuclear triad. Each one of those subs has, 48 Tomahawk cruise missiles on it. Each one of those Tomahawk cruise missiles can carry 15 warheads. So you're talking 720 warheads per submarine. They never go alone. There's always a minimum of 2 in each theater because 2 is 1, 1 is none. You start doing the math on this, it's great deterrence. It's great deterrence. So what happened here? Dmitry Medvedev, who is former president of Russia and now some defense spokesperson for Moscow, basically told the United States of America, hey, FAFO, to which Trump responded, all right, we'll move some more subs into your AO. Medvedev's rambling comments in a social media post included veiled threats referencing Moscow's dead hand capability of initiating a nuclear strike on the United States even if Russia's leaders were attacked and unable to issue the order. Now, that begs the question, is there equipment capable of operating, which nobody really wants to find out?
Yeah, that's the issue with any country. It's like, you can't really test it. You can do the math, you can chart it, you can do mock tests to some degree, but you can't actually test the system.
Well, recently, a lot of China's ballistic missiles, solid fuel rockets, what was found, there was a report that came out, and we don't know, but this report basically said that, hey, the solid fuel from the rockets had been removed by the rocket crews in order to cook food on and boil water on, and many of the rockets were filled with water instead of fuel.
That's like the equivalent of your high schooler refilling the vodka bottle with water.
pretty much.
Terrible.
Pretty much. I can't say I've never done that before.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Russia is very cautious about nuclear non-proliferation matters, and we believe everyone should be very careful about nuclear rhetoric. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said Monday in his daily call with journalists in which he cautioned against nuclear escalation. How many more moves are they going to make to distract the world from Jeffrey? Now we got nuclear escalation potentially with Russia. right? We've got this ongoing war in Ukraine. We've got the DOJ subpoenas, which are going to end up being nothing. Did you hear about the asteroid that could be a spaceship headed towards Earth?
No, but
Oh, let's see.
asteroid jokes are pretty common in our house.
Okay. Asteroid spaceship. Yeah. The Oumuamua. Oumuamua.
It's an asteroid, Varen.
That's what it's named?
Yeah, it's
Oumuamua.
like a lot of vowels and M's just
Who comes up with naming this?
It looks like a turd.
crazy people.
From CNN Health, of all people.
Oh.
Interstellar object may have been alien probe. Harvard paper argues, but experts are skeptical.
You see, it's 2025. I wouldn't even be that surprised.
There's the Oumuamua
It's
turd.
a frisbee turd.
Yeah, I guess depending on what it looks like if you were to
Orientation.
rotate it
Yeah,
around the y-axis.
yeah.
Nope, it's cigar-shaped.
Cigar-shaped.
A mysterious cigar-shaped object spotted tumbling through our solar system last year may have been an alien spacecraft sent to investigate Earth, astronomers from Harvard University have suggested. The object, nicknamed Oumuamua, meaning a messenger that reaches out from the distant past in Hawaiian. Okay, somebody watched too much Moana. Was discovered in October 2017. Since its discovery, scientists have been at odds to explain its unusual features and precise origins. So, what's fun about this is, if scientists can't explain it, then it must be aliens.
My theory is that if aliens exist, they already know that we're here, they've investigated, and they went, better not.
Probably not. Probably not those guys.
Yes, germs.
My favorite theory is that there are far more advanced Earth-based civilizations that live beyond the ice wall, and that the Earth is actually 3 to 5 times its reported size. Oh, that's fun. And that there's that there is actually a firmament in place that nobody's ever gotten through it, and that the other Earth-based civilizations here on Earth know about us, and we're kind of in the center of the Earth, Middle Earth, you might call it. Interestingly,
I want a hobbit hole.
I'm a big fan of hobbit holes. Here we are stuck in the center of the Earth. I'm not saying I believe any of this, but I like this theory.
It's a fun theory.
The rest of them know about us, and we're essentially in prison until we can elevate our own conduct and get out of the flesh and get into the spirit, at which point the other more advanced civilizations beyond the ice wall will adopt some of us. In a nutshell.
But what if I don't want to be up for adoption?
Yeah, what if I want to just live in my hobbit hole?
If someone gave me a hobbit hole, I'd never leave.
11sies. I'm in 2 breakfasts a day.
Already eat that often, so I'm committed to that lifestyle.
A new paper by researchers at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics raises the possibility that the elongated dark red object, which is 10 times as long as it is wide and traveling at speeds of 196 miles per hour, might have an artificial origin. Oumuamua may be a fully operational probe. Maybe. Okay, that's a qualifier. Sent intentionally to Earth vicinity by an alien civilization, they wrote in the paper, which has been submitted to Astrophysical Journal letters. Oh, okay. The theory is based on the object's excess acceleration or its unexpected boost in speed as it traveled through and ultimately out of our solar system in January. By the way, Chuck Missler, if you're unfamiliar, Chuck Missler gave a talk, about a 30-minute talk, called We Live in an Electrical Simulation. And what he did was he compared the mathematics of gravity to the mathematics of electromagnetism, and basically brought out that, hey, from a physics standpoint, this desk is 99% empty.
Correct.
It's more nothing than it is something,
Yes.
right? And at great distances, the math on gravity falls apart. And at very small distances, the math on gravity doesn't work either, right? So we get into like electron microscope territory. So basically he was saying, however, if we look at the mathematics around electromagnetism, all of that makes sense. And we, as human beings, we know we have an electrical field. we produce electricity. In fact, if your heart ever stops beating, we're going to use an AED to put electricity across your heart to encourage it to start beating again. Okay? So it's fascinating talk. Chuck Missler, we live in an electrical simulation. So how do we know that this thing has excess acceleration? Well, if it had gone past another body in space and it had button hooked around that, another celestial body, it could have gained momentum there because of gravitational pull and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, maybe gravitational pull is garbage anyway, because it's a square. So the closer two things get together, the more effect gravity has on them, and the further they get apart, the exponentially less effect they have on each other. Sounds a lot like magnets. You move two magnets together, and all of a sudden, right? You move them farther apart, they fall out of the range to where they can affect one another.
Yep.
Or if they affect each other, the effects that they have on each other is not great enough to overcome the surface friction to pull the two magnets together. Sorry, my brain is like just a sponge filled with useless information. Quote, considering an artificial origin, one possibility is that Oumuamua is a light sail floating in interstellar space as a debris from an advanced technological equipment. Sure. Or it's a rock. It's a rock that we dumb little people haven't been able to figure out why the rock is behaving unlike the other rocks that we've observed. I love that the go-to here is, we can't explain it. Must be aliens. Oh, what's this?
Oh no.
Oh no. Pentagon schedules first major test for Golden Dome missile defense system just before 2028 election.
You'll be safe then.
That's gonna be great.
You can go to Washington now.
These missiles are very good. They're the best missiles that we've ever made. They're made of gold. That's why they cost very, very many dollars, but
So many dollars.
they're going to keep us very safe, folks. We're going to use the missiles to shoot all of the immigrants that shouldn't be here that came in under the Biden administration. Everybody's going to get a missile. We're just going to blow them up. It's working very well for Israel. We figured we'd do the same thing. We're just going to blow up everybody that's not supposed to be here. Basically, if you're any color other than orange, you're going to get a missile.
All right, thanks, boss.
Doritos stock suddenly increased exponentially.
We need more Cheeto dust. The Pentagon has scheduled its first major test of the multi-billion-dollar Golden Dome missile defense system just before the 2028 election. What could possibly go wrong?
Take note of this date. Stop slacking on your prepping.
The timeline lines up with Trump's pledge in May to have it done in 3 years. Once fully constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles, even if they are launched from other sides of the world, he said. Look at this guy. This guy looks super tough.
He's got a good hairstylist.
Super tough. Listen, if your beard is manicured, I'm not terribly interested in your opinion on anything, just so we're all on the same page here. Missile tests are typically scheduled well in advance, blah, 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 blah.
It's probably for the best so that no one gets confused.
You know what? Yeah, that's enough news for today. Hey, listen. This right here is the Tactical Expo.
That looks fun.
Yeah, Refuge is going to be there. We're going to be doing med stuff while we're there. It's at Constellus, which that property used to be the world-famous Blackwater training site.
Sweet.
And so we're super excited to be coming out there. Born Primitive they're one of the, how should you call it, headliners of the event. Mm-hmm. And they reached out to us and they're like, hey, you're our homies. You want to come out and handle the med stuff? And I was like, we would love to come out and handle the med stuff. So we're going to come out there and shoot people, stab people, and blow stuff up. And it's going to be a blast.
And then patch them back together, guys.
It's all training. It's training.
It's training.
But
just hurt you a little bit.
It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to get to hang out with some cool guys and do some stuff. Look at that guy with an AK. Doug's going to eat him.
Look at that Maligator.
Yep. Boom. Breaching, coming in, strong wall.
Is this for everybody or is this for cool guys?
This is invite only.
Okay.
This is invite only. Their goal was to basically make an East Coast SHOT Show that wasn't gay. And I was like,
Ooh.
I love the idea of that.
Sounds great.
Because I've been to SHOT Show in Vegas, and the amount of tactical posturing that takes place at SHOT Show is really annoying. Really annoying. And then these are the people that are driving the conversation out here on the interwebs amongst everybody else. They're like, you've got to have this whatever, insert thing here. If you don't have a SIG P320, you're wrong. It's like, actually,
Those the ones that blow up.
yes. Actually, just get a pistol you like, right? If you're not running, Cry JPC plate carrier, you're wrong. It's like, probably most people don't need a jumpable plate carrier because they're not jumping out of planes. You know what I mean?
That's my goal.
So
is to never do that.
The whole thing is an influence operation. It's an industry-run influence operation in order to get people to swipe their credit card. And it begins in Vegas, literally the city of sin. I don't love being in Vegas. But I am looking forward to being out here at the Constellas. Hey, what? I don't know if you noticed which med kit that guy had. I just became aware of that. That was an SOB.
That's awesome.
That's super cool. Boom. Hit. So anyway, we're going to be here, which brings us to this little company right here. This is RefugeMedical.com. You may have heard of them.
Revamped website.
Yeah, my wife is amazing.
She is.
Yeah, she redid this website. All these kits come in cool guy colors as well. Red is the predominant color that we move because predominantly it's civilians that are interested in stuff like this. However, for law enforcement, we're usually talking black or navy blue upon request, or coyote tan if it's like a sheriff's department, rural department, something like that. Then we've also got multicam and ranger green and all the colors. But red is kind of the de facto civilian color because it's this red with reflective that you can see under a flashlight or headlights in the dark. You can find it, your eyes go right to it. I actually got that idea watching a fire truck go down the road a few years ago. It's like, that's a great color scheme. Why aren't we doing that?
Red screams medical.
Yeah.
People know to look for
And
red X's, red lettering, red anything.
And I would just like to say to the remainder of the civilian medical space, pre-hospital trauma medicine, you're welcome for doing all of the T&E.
Yes.
Because we are not, proudly, not the cheapest. It's not my goal. The whole reason we exist was because I had a bunch of cheap first aid kits. They all sucked, and I was like, these suck. I want one that doesn't suck. So we make our stuff here in the United States of America. We guarantee it forever. 150 plus lives saved to date. If you use the kit to save somebody's life, I'll replace whatever you use, up to and including the entirety of the kit at no cost to you. If you break it, just send it back, and we'll replace that. No questions asked. It's literally guaranteed forever. We'll make these things right here, literally right there. I can see Terry and Jen and Christina over there doing their thing right now, sewing stuff, and then Mike and Fripp are over there packing kits right now. It's like we really do this stuff. Right now, the FieldMetic. If I go over here, the FieldMetic, which is like
FieldMetic is incredible.
it's a backpack size kit.
Yep.
It's $200 off this week only if you use code FM200. FM Foxtrot Mike 200, and this is a significant kit that you wear on your back, and it's got all the things.
And it is very neatly compartmentalized with everything in its labeled bag, so you can grab a piece out of it and treat that issue, which is really, really nice.
It's gonna take me 5 minutes to read. That's all the contents.
You can go to Refuge Medical.
I'm scrolling past the contents
and
right
read
now.
the contents yourself.
One of the things I love about this is it's got a bare minimum inner
Yes.
in it, so that if we have trauma right now, like I need an IFAC, I need massive bleeding airway respiratory right now, it's got a bare minimum inner in it. You can just grab that and go, or in a mass cast situation, you can grab that out and throw that to somebody or hand it to somebody before you move, and you've still got a hospital on your back, plus you've got this blowout kit. So great kit. That's the FieldMetic FM200 for $200 off. You can also use code Bear Nation, get you 10% off anything in the store. And if you go to the website right here, you can use code SHIP FREE for free shipping as well. And all those codes stack, by the way, so hell of a deal. Which brings us to training. We have 4 slots left for Wilderness Responder, and that is at the end of this month. It's going to fill up. I know there have been some ladies who have been, they've been wanting to come, but they're like, I don't know if I should come. I believe there's 3 ladies currently signed up for class.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So they're, this is unisex friendly here, and the curriculum is posted right here on the Wilderness Responder tab, as well as the minimum packing list and suggested packing list, and included in this, the cost of this class is you will receive and retain a wilderness medical kit, basically EMTA kit. It's more than $500 in value in that kit alone that you get to take home with you. I realize $2,500 is more than a lot of people can do or willing to do right now, but I would just like you to go to Knowles, National Outdoor Leadership School. Okay, I got nothing against Knowles. Their wilderness medicine class is $17,000. Okay, so this class is 1/7 the cost of going to Knowles, and it will be taught in situ. We're teaching this in the woods, which means, when I tell you we got to make a poncho hooch, we're going to sleep in a poncho hooch. If you don't know how to do that, that's fine. We're going to teach you that too. The whole thing is an immersive learning experience, and while we're there, we'll be teaching the ECSI 32-hour comprehensive wilderness medicine class. And so you will leave and receive. This is our textbook right here, Wilderness First Aid. Okay, you will be accredited in Wilderness First Aid. This class is accredited when you leave, which is basically like WEMT, Wilderness EMT. And it's 1/5 of your associate's degree in wilderness medicine.
That's amazing.
So if you want to continue in that, we could put you on there's 4 other classes you've got to take that are offered through the University of Utah, that you are on a pathway towards an associate's in wilderness medicine, which is awesome.
That is
so
awesome.
it's not like me and Mike got a wild hair up our ass and decided, hey, what if we go teach this? Like, it's an actual accredited class. There's also coming up, if we go back here, we have essential responders here as well. So this is Refuge training partner. This is Nick and Al, and this is located in Indianapolis, Indiana. So if you're near Indy, we've got a 2-day class coming up there. And then we also have essential responder here in Oklahoma. And so this one is located here at our HQ, Spiro, Oklahoma. And we also have Train the Trainer coming up in November. And so if you take Train the Trainer, you will leave with our curriculum and our blessing to teach it. And there's 2 different tiers there. One tier is what we call community trainer rather. So if you want to teach your school, your department, your church, basically just your homies, you're not charging for it, mazel tov. Here's the curriculum. Here's a wholesale setup if you want to buy trainer kits or moulage or training or just more first aid kits, whatever. You now have a wholesale account, you have the curriculum, and you have our blessing, as well as access to our mighty networks where you can interact with us on the regular. Some of our training partners, John and Aaron West up in Idaho, just ran a class up there. I know Nick and Al have been running classes in North Central United States. So we have training partners out there right now that are conducting classes with the Refuge curriculum and teaching people, which is awesome. It's force multiplication.
Yeah.
It's the whole point of it. And then the other tier is a Refuge training partner. So RTP is I am going to charge for classes. So if you're already doing firearms classes or you're already teaching medical classes or whatever, and you want to bolt on a TAC Med curriculum to what you're already teaching, we do that as well. Hey, Magic Preppers in the chat. What's up, Magic? We offer that as well. And then we do a revenue share there where we host your classes on the website. You get the vast majority of the revenue. You also get the advertising from Refuge. Our media marketing machine is behind you promoting your stuff. So Train the Trainer, highly recommended. That's a 3-day class because it takes me 3 days. It takes us 3 days to teach you how to teach the 2-day curriculum. Because it's not just making you go through it. It's also explaining why we teach it this way. What are the physiological effects? What are the benchmarks that we need to establish? How do we ascertain changes in our benchmark physiological status under stress? How to set up scenarios, what control we need to have from a safety standpoint, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a very in-depth class, the Train the Trainer. It's not just a pat on the back.
Touch on your prerequisites.
Yeah, you do need prereqs for Train the Trainer. If you have any questions, you can hit the chat. You can hit this contact us button. You can call us, or you can email us, whatever it might be. And we're happy to help, man. We're happy to help. Lastly, but certainly not leastly, grindstoneministries.com is working on a mini deployment to Michigan right now.
Okay.
Got some people up there that need some help, and so if you'd like to volunteer, the links for all this are down in the description. If you'd like to volunteer, you can do that at grindstoneministries.com. And if you'd like to donate, you can do that as well at grindstoneministries.com. Those are the 2 big buttons. Links are all down in the description down here. And Grindstone's gotten a lot of freaking work done here. In the last several years. One of our favorite things on deployment is we always end up finding a Bible, right? And it's like, what page is it open to? What verse is that? So everything from Helene to the flooding in Texas to Mayfield, Kentucky to Hurricane Michael to we've just been a lot of places, done a lot of stuff, seen a lot of things, helped a lot of people. And so if your love language is chainsaws and diesel fuel, Grindstone is where you need to be. So you can go to grindstoneministries.com. And then certainly not last, but certainly not least, Patreon. There's a link for Patreon down in the description as well. It's $10 a month. And as you can see, here's our pinned Give Me Your Questions post. So these are questions I'll be answering in the coming days, weeks, months ahead, all from our Patreon supporters. Here's the brief from this morning. Here's the written brief from this morning. Behind the scenes footage here. This question was, military-minded civilian instructor. Guy in the military now wants to teach civilians. What recommendations there? Here's the brief from Monday. Written brief. Write-up, surviving martial law, preparation and strategic response. There's the Torah portions. Grindstone recap. This is within the last 5 days. Written brief. Pelt. This was a good one. Independent woman in failed relationships.
I'm like 10 minutes into it. I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I got a lot of feedback from that. So, Women's Group Wednesday.
Little question bites. Those have been good.
Mm-hmm. Live stream. So there's a lot. Here's a write-up. How do I get my spouse on board? So there's a lot going on in Patreon more than, hey, I love me, you should love me too, give me $10. That's not the way we conduct ourselves around here.
And
so
Pelt is really where it's at.
yeah, Pelt is the crown jewel. Patreon exclusive live stream Thursday is the crown jewel of what we do on Patreon.
Little internet family reunion once a
Yeah,
week.
it is. You have some more notes there. Do you have anything else to add? You good?
Yep.
All right.
I'm good. Come hang out with me.
Yeah.
But email me first, because if you show up, that's going to go poorly for you.
Volunteers at calebhouse.org.
Yeah.
Excellent. Where did my...
I don't know.
I also
I'm
don't
there.
know. There it is. I got too many tabs open. Literally. All right. Hey, and do us a favor. Share the show, please. You know the algorithm doesn't love us. You know that we don't love it back. We're just trying to have real and meaningful conversations with as many people as possible to go ahead and get prepared, but to do it without fear, to prepare in a way that brings glory to the Most High, and to live a life on the daily that rightly prioritizes relationships, first with the Creator, then with our family, and then with the people that we love, in concentric circles out from that. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I take no joy in saying that, because I have a bunch of people that I love and that I'm responsible for. And I don't want bad things to happen to anyone, including you, including me. You know, there's a proverb for this: the prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself. Don't be where the problem is. And you go deep enough into that book, there will come a time where not only will we not be able to buy and sell, everybody focuses on that, but we will be actively hunted and persecuted. Do I think that we're on the cusp of that? Maybe, I don't know. But in the meanwhile, rightly prioritizing in the meanwhile, it's challenging enough just raising a family, leading a family in 2025. So the whole aim of this channel, Bear Independent, is to be wildly independent of the fragile beast system. It's not that I'm politically independent, although I am. Not everything is, nor should it be, politics. It's about how we conduct ourselves in this life. There is no God but God. Fear no one but Yahweh your Elohim, the Lord your God. Okay, everything else is just secondary. And our goal here is to try and help you with that relationship and that prioritization to the best of your ability. With that, may the Father make his face to shine upon you. May he give you his peace, his shalom this day, and your daily bread. And if you're going through some stuff right now, might he shorten the season that you are in. Just cry out, Abba, Father, I need help. And he will help you. And we will see you when we see you. Shalom, everyone.